All right, so we're going to be screen sharing today. I'm going to be going through how to set up your Thinkific school. Know that some of you have already got there and done that, so congratulations. Those of you on the Plus package, I do that for you. But the majority of people here are on the Light package, which means we're going to get down and dirty and get that elbow grease out and get these schools created. So I'm going to demo for you today actually how to set up your landing page, because that's normally the bit that people find the trickiest. You know, the whole uploading the course bit's quite simple and straightforward, but how do you make that landing page? How do you make it look pretty? And what needs to be in it. Now, first of all, the content for your landing page. This is the landing page is that sales page. It's the page that your students come to decide whether or not they're going to buy the course. It's what tells them what's in the course. It's what persuades them to buy it. It shares those learning outcomes. It shares the curriculum outline of your course, and it has the buy me now button on it. Okay, so this page has to be really, really convincing. It has to really, truly, express the value of your program, even if it's just a lead magnet. Now, my free courses I give away, I actually put just as much effort into the landing pages of my I only have that one opportunity for them to make the decision to come along. Now, I don't want to put pressure on you with that, but what I'm saying is don't just make it a bit naff because it's free. As I said before, I built the entire foundations of my entire business have been built on giving away free content. That is what leads people up into my system, into my business, into my funnel forever thereafter. So I really like to make the most of this with your lead magnets. I'm going to show you what structure you're going to write and present your sales page, your lead pages in. Now, this will go on to serve you for the rest of your life. This doesn't just apply to an online course. It applies to face-to-face programs. It applies to services. It applies to anything that you might be putting out there to exchange for people's emails or, of course, people's money in the future. Now, in module 4, which is all about on a launch and marketing, which you guys have plenty more time to do after this 30 days is over, I actually do have a sales page template in there that you can download and fill in. But I'll just show you it today on the screen so that you've got an idea, we've got a plan for launching in the next 10 days. So I'm going to share my screen with you for a second and let it catch up. Now, I'm actually going to record this, this demo, and it's going to go in the course. So I'm actually going to hide these faces over here. Okay. This is my Play account on Thinkific, and what we're going to do today is show you how to set up your Thinkific account. Now, you have been given my ultimate quick start Thinkific setup checklist. So in your online course learning area, you have access to this document and it will be updated obviously at the year at which you're watching this. At the time of filming this, it's 2020. So we've got our 2020 checklist here. Now, this has made it, I've tried to make this as easy as possible and as foolproof as possible for how you actually are going to set up your accounts. So first of all, when you go into your brand new Thinkific school, you're going to want to make sure that you're on the right plan for making sure you have all of the settings, the features and the functions that I want to have. Now, a lot of people say to me, what are the difference in the Thinkific plans? Please go to thinkific.com/pricing, because on that page, it will show the most up-to-date pricing and what features you do and don't get in each plan. Now, if you're just starting out and you have a bit of a tight budget at the moment, my recommendation is just go for the basic plan. Now, on the basic plan, there's a couple of features that you will miss a little bit, but will not sort of damage or limit the ability that you have to launch your course. So on the basic plan, one thing that you don't get is the direct integration with ActiveCampaign. So if ActiveCampaign is your email software of choice, unfortunately, you cannot connect Thinkific and ActiveCampaign together on the basic plan. However, never fear, do not panic, because you have the Thinkific automated student notifications, and you can use your automated student notifications to automatically welcome students to the course. You can use that to do weekly check-ins with them directly from the Thinkific system. Now, I've mentioned having proper email marketing software is something you definitely do want to have in the future. It keeps you compliant in terms of your email marketing. It makes you sort of fit within those parameters of privacy laws and so on. However, it is not something that you have to do right now all at the same time. You can step your way up to getting the website, to getting the email marketing software. Right now, you need your learning management system to work, and it will do everything for you sufficiently until you're ready to grow. So if you are on a budget, go for the basic plan. Now, the other limitation that the basic plan has is that you cannot set up subscription membership pricing. You cannot set up payment plans. So you only have the only pricing option you have to charge your students with on the basic plan is a fixed one-off fee. So obviously, if you're just putting a course out there for a one-off price, that is totally fine. It's going to do everything you need. If, however, you want to have special coupons, discount codes, subscription membership academies, payment plan options, you're going to want to be on the pro plan. But again, you don't have to do all of that straight away. And I'd recommend you go out there, you do your soft launch, you get a couple of people through your testing programs, your version 1, and then when you're ready to do your big launch, then go and upgrade all of your stuff. Now, those of you who have got my link to the free 30-day trial on the Thinkific Pro plan, do not think you're going to lose all of your stuff, okay, if you decide not to continue the Pro plan. So those of you who've got the 3-month free trial on Thinkific on the Pro plan, if you connect up all of your active stuff now, and 3 months down the line, you decide you do not want to stay on the pro plan for the time being, because of financial reasons or whatever, your active campaign will disconnect, i.e. it won't work. However, it won't be lost. So if you did upgrade to the pro plan again later on down the line, it will automatically reconnect again. Okay, so you're not going to lose any of the work that you do now. Whatever you're setting up in the pro plan right now will still be there for you if you go downgrading to basic and then go back upgrading to the plus again. So I just want to pop that out there. And any questions that come through in the comments, I will go back and answer after we've gone through this demo. So it's up to you which one you choose. But if you want to take advantage of my 30-day free trial on the Pro plan, you will need to click on the link that I've given you here, sarahcordiner.com/thinkificpro. Go to your account, go to update plan, and click on the pro or growth plan. And you will have to put your credit card details in order to actually get that 30-day free trial. But obviously you will have the option to cancel that or downgrade that after the 3 months if you don't want to stay there. However, once you've done that, you're going to then start moving through this document that will tell you exactly what things we're going to set up first. So the first things we're going to set up are your basic site settings. So assuming you've picked the plan that you want to be on, you are going to go to your main left-hand menu and you are going to go to your main settings on the left-hand side. So this is the first thing I always do when I'm setting up an account for somebody. Now, by the way, I've got a pretend play account here in front of me. So some of my settings I'm not going to be able to actually click on and do because this is just pretend. But we first of all want to check all of our site settings. Okay, now some of these things I won't go into in detail because we're doing just a quick basic setup right now. So the first thing you want to pay attention to is the name of your school. Now, when you first create a Thinkific account, there will be a default name in here and it will be like Sarah's -S school -4611923, right? It will be something random. You don't want to keep that. You want to change this now and you want to change this once only. If you change this in the future and you've given out your link to people, then those old links won't work anymore. So I would say pick the name of your school that you're going to keep forever and do not ever change it again after you set this name. So for you, if you're going to be sort of the front of the brand, you are the face of your brand and the face of what you do, then your name might be the way that you want to go with this. Okay. If oh, hang on, let me just changing my speaker view to be pinned video. There you go. You might want to make it your name. If you are more of a company brand or a brand name, then obviously that might be your business name, okay? So my personal school is Main Training, my business name, okay? Because that is the name under which all of my company insurances and everything are. This pretend account that I've set up, I've just put my own name in there, but this is no. Up to you. There is no rules with that. You're the one that needs to decide. And ultimately, you're not going to be sharing your Thinkific URL because you're going to be connecting it to your website. But we won't go there just yet. Then you have your site emails. So what emails will your students actually see? This is the email they will send their support requests to. So make sure that this is an email that you don't mind your students having. Perhaps you have a support @ email address. Perhaps it's just you. Maybe you've got an assistant that you want your emails to go to. Whatever it is, that's what you put in there. That's the emails that the students will have access to. Then obviously you've got your URL there, which is based on whatever you've put in your site details. I'm not going to go into too much in all this SSL complicated stuff, but what the other thing is you want to remove Thinkific branding. So this is another feature that only applies to the Pro and Growth. If you're on the free account, you're going to have Thinkific branding on stuff. So obviously tick remove the Thinkific branding. And you also have, this is brand new, so for those of you who got new accounts, there's a streamlined checkout that will allow people to get to the payment as fast as possible. I would tick yes. You want to make checking out, taking people's money as fast as possible. So I would say yes, just tick that box. Now, site landing pages, you can sort of customize what they look like from this settings area. I'm not going to go into that right now because I'm going to show you how to create your own landing pages, okay, rather than you using the default ones that are set in the system. I like you guys to create a blank landing page and start from scratch. However, I will show you where the templates are. Now, what else do we have? Learning content. These are your main site settings again, okay? So once you've done this once, you're not going to need to do these things again. Now, the course player theme. This is basically when the students are watching the videos, is your background black or is your background white? Again, that's a personal choice of yours. I find, however, that it is easier for students to see when it's the lighter theme, the white background. Up to you to choose, but light does seem to work better. What color do you want your actual student dashboard to look like? So this is obviously going to be your brand color. So you can put in your hex code if you know your hex code, or of course, you can play around here until you find the right color that you want. And that will be, again, the kind of the bar color inside your students' course viewing area. You can change the font that your school is set to. There's only a few here to choose from, up to you which one you want to choose. And you can actually go in and change the fonts based on each individual course. Now I think this is going to take me out of my settings area. Yes, it is. Let me just go back to settings so I can explain some of these other bits for you. So I'm just going back to learning content. Okay, so you've got all of your colors that you can change and play around with here, whatever you want to do. Change the fonts. Keeps kicking me out. What language obviously do you want your site to be in? For most of us, that's going to be English. And you can also change the default buttons that show for your students. Okay, so for instance, where it asks the students to rate your course, you might want to change that to please leave a review, for instance. Let me just show you what this does. If it's internet's gonna let me do it. It's very, very slowly. So obviously these are like preset buttons. If your student wants to continue in their area, you can change that to next if you'd rather have the word next. All right. So I personally never actually go and change any of these. Like for me, they've been made by the LMS. They're like that because they work. But this is obviously just for you if you really do want to customize the language that you're using. Now then we have orders and accounts. Now I don't muck around with this, this particular area very much. One thing you might want to change is what's called your custom sign up fields. So what we mean by sign up fields is this is when, oh, where's it gone? Oh, that's down there. Custom sign-up fields is when somebody signs up to join your school, what information do you want them to enter? So at the moment, all it asks for is their name and their email address by default, but maybe you want to collect like what country are they from, or what's their phone number, or what's their address. So this is where you basically add that. You simply go add a field and, you know, country. What's your country? And press save. So now when somebody signs up to this school, they will have to enter that information as part of their sign up process. My word of warning is do not overcomplicate this. The more input fields you ask people to fill in, the less likely they're going to be to sign up, especially if they don't know you yet. So I personally keep this completely blank. If I need extra information from my students, I wait until they're already in the course and then I ask them for that extra information. Okay, you want to remove as many barriers as possible to people coming in and doing your learning. Now, the other thing we have in here is how do you want people to sign into your school? Do you want them to put in their email address and their name, or do you want to enable them to have social sign-ups so they can log in with their Facebook account or log in with their LinkedIn account? So all you do if you want to be able to enable people to sign in with their social accounts is turn it on. Should you do this? Absolutely. I want to give people as many options as possible that might suit them to sign up to my stuff. You know, some people are like, I'm not giving my email address away, but I'll happily sign in with my Facebook account, right? So up to you how you want to do this. Now, of course, with Thinkific, they have to give you their email address to sign up to your school, so don't panic. But again, it just helps every preference for people to come in. All right, the next thing we have inside still this settings and then orders and accounts area is, do you want people to have to tick a box to say that they agree to your privacy policy and your terms and conditions? So if you have that unticked, it means that there's no privacy policy they have to agree to. If you have it ticked, it means they do have to agree to a privacy policy. Now, inside the course here that you're watching, there is a template for your privacy policy that you can edit and just quite simply copy and paste into this section. Now, that template was written by Greg Smith, the CEO of Thinkific himself, who has a qualified legal background. Now, what I am not saying is this will cover you legally. I am not a lawyer and I hold no responsibility for how safe this privacy policy is. Please go and talk to a lawyer if you want to get them to check through your own privacy policy. However, I use that template, the one that was provided by Thinkific, and from, you know, the man who is legally qualified himself. So we just go with it. Do you need one? That's not for me to answer. That's for you to decide whether you want to have one in there or not. Exactly the same for your terms of use. Okay, so again, that template in there might be sufficient for you. It might be that you don't even care whether people assign or tick these things or not. Is there a rule to it? There may be in your country, but look, I can't advise on this. I'm being very careful how I word this. I would just say, if you have any special terms and conditions, I don't know, maybe here you might put your money back guarantees, you might have this is copyright information, you're not allowed to copy it or download it or share it with anyone. It's up to you. Look, this is your business. These are your rules. These are your terms. You get to set these. So take that template and play around with it and change it and go and seek your own legal counsel around those documents. Okay, so that's all there is in orders and accounts. Code and analytics, right. I'm not saying don't touch this stuff. I'm just saying it is not essential for you to worry about right now. But if you want to be putting in special tracking codes and things like that, this is where you might go and get a grown-up to go and do this for you. You do not need to do anything in here. You have a simple integrations area where stuff connects. You don't need to worry about playing around with codes. So where it says code and analytics, my advice to you right now to just get stuff up and running is please don't touch this bit. You'll be pleased to know. Right, so when we've done our basic settings, the next thing we want to do is go and click on design our site. Again, this is something that we do once at the beginning and then it's done forever. So we're going to click on design your site over on the main left-hand side. And we are then going to, first of all, pick a theme, okay? I want you to pick a theme, pick it once and be done with it. If you change themes down the line, you may muck up some of your landing pages. And I say may because obviously the system might change. I have heard of clients' landing pages going all skew if they change their theme. It shouldn't happen. It's designed to not happen. But I would just say, for the sake of being safe, pick a theme and stick with it. Okay, so this is where you can come in here. If you can click on explore themes, and you can see, what kind of style do you like. Thinkific only have 3 main styles at the moment, so just pick something. Okay, it doesn't matter which one it is. You can still custom all the background. It's more about the presentation and layout that you prefer. So go in and so this is again something we do once and then it's done forever, provided you have picked your theme. I'm just going to let my internet load. All right. Now, let's talk about the site builder. So the site builder, this is basically where you're going to be setting the overall branding of your whole entire Thinkific school. This is where you're going to choose your color scheme, and you're going to set those main brand colors for the overall experience of your platform. Now, there's 2 things I want you to get your head around. You have your home page. Your home page is the main page, like the home page on your website, that your students will see when they first come to your online school. So when you have one course, this is really important you remember this, when you only have one course, when you give out your main Thinkific URL, it will redirect people straight to the one course that you have. It automatically does that. It won't take people to the home page when you only have one course. It will automatically just take people to the one course that you've got. However, as soon as you have more than one course, your home page will show when people go to your name.thinkific.com site. And this will be what your homepage will look like, however you design it. And what will happen is here will show all of the courses that you have available. They will all show up here in like little square thumbnail pictures. So at the moment, all by default, all new Thinkific accounts will actually default to the coming soon page. Okay, so when you haven't published your course, when there's no course published yet, it will just automatically go coming soon, and it will look something like this. Okay, so first of all, you might want to just keep this here while you're building your courses out, because if you give your link out and say, hey guys, I'm creating a new online course on this, this is all they're going to see. Add your email to the mailing list to get the latest updates. This is set by default like this. They can enter their email address, and boom, you then are building an email list of people to email when your course is ready. Now, inside the Thinkific users area, that's where all of your people are collected, all of their names, all of their email addresses. You can export that list as a CSV file, and of course, email them all. So this is a cool feature to kind of have in place while you are building your course. So if I wanted to change the way that this looks, all I'm going to do is click on header, and we have a few different options here. So the header is this top area here. So first of all, logo. Do I want to add a to? I won't, ooh, there we go. It's coughing and spluttering, but it's going. So let's pretend this picture of myself is my logo, right? I'm just gonna muck around and show you examples here. Let's pretend like that's my logo. I simply drag and drop. I press upload, and it will take 500 years. Now, by the way, while that's loading, let's just go back to this document, guys. This walks you through every single step. Of course, you're recording this video to keep going back and watching through. You also have, I have literally made a screenshot with the arrows pointing to every single one of these steps with a little explanation underneath, and made it as easy as possible for you guys to follow along and click along and get this stuff done nice and easily. Now, I've also, where possible, where there is one, I've added the direct link, a clickable link to the Thinkific help document for those particular things as well. So you can see here just how simple this is if you're following along by yourself after you've watched this tutorial. You're not in the lurch, you're going to have plenty of opportunity to go on in and get this working. All right, so I'm going to just close out of this for a second. So obviously, if that was a proper logo, you would see there that it loads itself up into that menu header right there. Now, of course, a picture of me is certainly not appropriate for a logo because now it's made my menu header really fat, but I'm going to leave it there for the point. Look, I can pull the size of this image down, so let's make it really small. My goodness, my internet. There we go, you see that's teeny tiny weeny now, or I might make it a little bit bigger, but you get the point on there. Okay, style and alignment. So this is, you know, have a play, guys. You can't break this. You really can't. Sticky navigation means that that menu header, this where it says all courses and sign in, if it's sticky, it means it's stuck. So if people scroll up and down, the rest of the page will move up and down, but the menu will stick in place. If it's not sticky, then this will happen. It disappears when people scroll up and down. See that? That's not sticky. If you tick it, sticky, that menu will stick. So this is it. This is some tech lingo for you, and this lingo applies to all websites. So you see now, oh, my internet's too slow to give that a live demo. Okay, look, go and have a play. Have a look at what these do. This is obviously just the coming soon page. Now let me take you to theme settings, for instance, for a moment. Oh, hang on, just while we're doing that. Obviously, this is just a header. Now we have the banner, which is this picture here. So we're into the banner. Here's the heading. At the moment, my banner says test course. So I might call it, you know, Sarah's amazing course, coming soon. Boom. Remember, we're still on the coming soon page. All right, we're only editing the coming soon page right now. So I've put Sarah's amazing course coming soon. And that will change up here on the banner heading. Okay, so just let that load. There we go. Sarah's amazing course coming soon. Here's the image, which is the image behind it. So if I decided I don't like that cup of tea, guess what? I click on the image and I press upload a new image. All right, so it's really, really that simple. And happy to press. You can change the size of your font. You can change whether it's left, center, or right. And you can even add a button if you want to. So, you know, like you've got submit here. I can add a button anywhere up on this heading area. So let me just show you what it looks like just for fun a bit. Add a button. There we go. It says call to action at the moment. So let's click on the button to edit button. It says call to action. So I would say or get notified. Okay, get notified. This is just all of the again, remember it's just the coming soon page. Get notified. Where do I want to link people to? The checkout page or the course page or the, you know, what to what course, to what product? Where do you want to send people actually to when they click on that button? Well, we just want to send them to the coming soon page, right? So I'm just giving you an example of what a button actually does. So anyway, I'm going to press save. That was just us playing around and building out the coming soon page. Now let's actually go and play the home page. All right, so I'm going to just press back over here on the top left hand side. There's a little arrow so you can go back, you can go back, you can go back. Go to pages. Sorry about my slow internet. Okay, so I've clicked on pages. So we've now played around with our coming soon page because that's the one that's going to be showing right now if we're just creating our courses. But we want to play around with our home page. Now, this is called all courses. Your all courses page obviously is going to show every type of course you have. So you can come in here, you can change the header, you can add a different logo, buttons, links, you can add whatever you want, you can play around, okay? This is where all your different pages are. If you have a sign up page, if you have a student dashboard, you know, like this, you can come in and click on all of these and any single page that you have here, you can just play around with, You can change what it looks like. You can change the colors. That is where you change all of those under pages. Let's go to settings, because I just want to show you this. This is again something that you kind of set up once, and once it's done, it's done. So there's different kinds of styles that you can have with your themes. Guys, play with them, see which theme you like. What does it mean? What does that look like? You see that's changed the way that my text looks. Let's go to jet, see what happens. See what does that look like. Give it a minute. It looks like that. Okay, so have a play. This is like, it's fun. Don't stress it. Enjoy it. Enjoy discovering all of this stuff here. Okay. We can choose our colors that we want everything to be. So at the moment, we have our header and our footer. Our header is the bar at the top. Our footer is this bar at the very, very bottom. So you can see at the moment, mine is set to black, which is why I've got black up here and black down here. All I've got to do is drop down and I can change that to whatever color I want, okay? Maybe I want to make it more dark bluey. So I'm going to click that and it's going to change it to dark bluey. All right, it's that easy. You click the color and now you can see, look, my header and my footer are now a blue color because that's what I've chosen. What's right or wrong? There's no such thing. You can change the colors of your buttons, your text links, everything. Play, enjoy, and give it a go. You can press discard or you can press save. I'm just going to press save for the fun of it. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, I can see there's lots of chat questions coming up in the live version of this right now. So I will answer all questions that come up from this demo at the end. But there we go. That's just some demos of your main theme settings. Okay, the theme settings, not actually creating the landing page, just the theme overall. So you can see now when I go to design my site and theme library, I now have this preview of what the overall theme of my site is. So again, you do this once you've done it once, it's set up for good. You can go back and obviously change it whenever you like. But this is when we start going into landing pages and our course building. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to click on Manage Learning Content. In fact, actually, cancel that. I'm going to go into integrations next. So we're going to go into the section called Market and Sell. And then we're going to go to integrations, because again, this is something we set up once and then it's done for good. Now, because this is a pretend account, I actually can't connect my payment gateways to this because it's just a playground. But this is where you're going to find where you connect together your payment gateways, your email marketing. You're going to put in your analytics codes if you have any. And this is what you do. So basically, you want to log into your Stripe account. Make sure that you have a tab open with your Stripe account logged in. And here will be a button that says connect Stripe account. You press that button, it will take you to your Stripe login page. You log in with your Stripe password and boom, it's connected. It's that simple. You only have to press the button, log into your Stripe account and it will connect. No complicated coding or anything. That's all you do. Now, again, with your PayPal, there are instructions here how to find your PayPal merchant ID. Now, this will only work if you have a business account, not a personal account, okay? So you need to have a business account. And it will then, this set of instructions will take you through. Also in my Start Thinkific checklist book, I do have all of the instructions in here too, okay? It's taking a while to learn, but everything is in here. Follow along, follow the instructions step by step. And you just paste your ID from your PayPal account into here, you press save, and it's connected. It's that easy. Okay, what else do we have here? If you have a Shopify store, you can put your link and everything in here. Different types of email marketing software and things that you can connect. Now, Google Analytics, it's free to set up a Google Analytics account. Again, there's a link that you can click here to go and get your Google Analytics code and show you how to do that. It's really, really handy because it gives you loads of data about what's going on inside your business. Let me just show you mine. Just to give you an idea of the type of information that you can get. I hope mine's working. I've been actually checked this for a really long time. This will be interesting. It's so slow, it's so slow. But this is why I'm going to show you why having a Google Analytics account is so important. So ignore what you see in mine. I'm just going to show you like the point of it. If our internet can ever catch up, while that's doing that, I'm just going to have a quick look at some of the questions. That's loading. While that's loading, Kim is asking, do I do the sales page for the Plus program members? Yes, I do, Kim. If you've paid for the Plus program, I do your sales page. Well, myself and my team will be doing your sales pages for you. You will need to give us the content, the text, but we will be making it look sexy for you. What's the difference between ActiveCampaign and MailChimp is another question that I've got here a lot. MailChimp please don't use MailChimp or MailStink, as I like to call it. It just has terrible user experience. For the price that you pay, you have very limited functionality. So internet connection is very poor. So I'm just going to close a few things. Okay. ActiveCampaign isn't just email marketing software. ActiveCampaign is a customer management system, it's a sales management system, and it's a project management system, as well as being able to do highly complex and highly targeted actions, trackings, automations, and client management. I like to use it because I have a size business that requires me to need all of those things, and so having that one service that provides all of that for the price is incredibly high value, I believe. If you're never going to need all of that stuff, then maybe ActiveCampaign isn't the right one for you. I would recommend something more like ConvertKit, which is more just an email management system, but please don't use MailChimp. Sorry. Okay, right. I'll ask those questions again in a second. Let me just show you what Google Analytics does. Now, at the moment, this is my course creators podcast, which I haven't actually connected my Google Analytics to, so I'm not going to have anything showing here. This is where you can look at what your audience are. So it will show you everything from who they are. This is how data is collected about all of us guys. It will show, where they live. It will show their demographics here. So it will show how old they are. It will show whether they're male or female. It will show you exactly what countries they live in, what languages they're speaking, how, whether they're brand new people finding you, or whether you've got repeat customers coming through, repeat visitors. You have your acquisition. Now, acquisition means where are they coming from? How are they finding you? What is it that they are typing into Google to find your? Okay, so this is really, really cool for then showing you again which countries, where it says queries. This will show you what search terms people have actually been typing into Google to come across your site. What are the words that's making your site actually come up in search results? So this is amazing for when it comes to advertising. We're going doing Facebook ads down the line. If you have Google Analytics set into your Thinkific school, you will know that your market is X age years old to X age years old, what percentage of them are male or female, and which countries they're in. Boom, there's your targeting already set for you. Okay, it's amazing what information this gives you, and it's free to set. Now, obviously, this is my course creators podcast, it's not but that I just wanted to give you an example of how powerful analytics can be and how quickly it can show you your ads actually is and what words you want to keep using in your content, because they're the words that are lifting you up. In a Facebook pixel, how do you get that? Click on the link, it will show you how to get this. What is a Facebook pixel? It's a piece of code that you get from your Facebook business manager area, and you basically copy and paste that piece of code into your Thinkific, and Thinkific will then track every single person that comes to your site, so that you go and do advertising later on. Your Facebook ad, you can literally go send this advert to everyone who visited my Thinkific. Amazing. Okay, so that is what pixels do. Like when you go onto the internet and you search for holidays in Bali, right? And then you go to Facebook and all of a sudden you start seeing holidays to Bali in your Facebook newsfeed. This is what pixels are. It basically means that you did a search, went to a site where it was holidays for Bali, and boom, that pixel then follows you around and starts advertising whatever it is that you've been searching for. This is how pixels work. That's what it is. Okay. Now, what do we have next? This is where you connect with your email integrations. So converting a web app actually work, by the way, on the basic plan. So if you don't need something as beefy and as advanced as ActiveCampaign, well then don't use ActiveCampaign. go and use Constant Contact, ConvertKit, or anywhere. But my favorite is ConvertKit. If you're just needing basic email marketing software, you can connect this and set up your account in ConvertKit and stay on basic plan. Obviously, remember, if you stay on the basic plan, you have all of those other benefits on here. But this is where you just connect everything, guys. It's really, really easy to connect with these. In terms of connecting ActiveCampaign, it's a little bit tricky, but I have a whole video on exactly how to do that. And yeah, you have all of these other different things that you can connect if you want to. But the only thing you really need to connect is your payment gateways, all right? If you don't have any of the other stuff right now, don't worry. Okay, your school is still going to work, your students are still going to be able to do your training, everything will function normally. Just get your payment gateways connected and you are okay for launching. Okay, now let's go into manage landing content and look at designing a landing page, and I will get back to questions in a second. Okay, so you're going to go create your new course. Just checking. Yes, this session is most definitely being recorded. It definitely is. All right, so you have planned your lead magnet course. Yes. You're now going to load it into your Thinkific school. So you're going to go to manage learning content. You're going to click on courses. And you're going to go to add a new course. Now, remember at the beginning when I was talking about main settings, and you can customize the sort of preset templates that you have. You've got preset templates for pre-selling a course. You've got preset templates for mini courses, flagship courses, webinar replays, membership resource libraries. You've got all these options. Go and play with them all, guys. Go and press new course, press and see what's there. I'm going to go for blank right now because I'm going to show you like from scratch. Just do this. What that looks like. So I'm going to go from scratch, blank template, and this is the name of your course. Okay, to XXX, how to make coffee. That's the name of our course. Okay, I'm going to put in the name. I'm going to press create course. Now, don't worry, you can change the name of your course at any time. That's absolutely fine and easy to do. So we're going to do how to make it. Because I love the coffee.
Sarah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your voice is so choppy that I can't understand.
It's my internet. Hopefully it's hopefully it comes through fine in the recording. I really do hope so. The internet is really bad. Very, very bad internet. Okay, let's keep going. Hopefully the recording is recording the sound. Hopefully. All right. Now all we get is that better, guys? Is that a little bit better? I just disconnected my microphone and reconnected it again. The connection was better if people turn their, it seems to be better now. Yeah, if everyone just wants to turn your video off for a minute, that might also, it might be a Zoom thing. I don't know. I think it's just my terrible internet over here. Okay, so when we go into our course area, what we're going to do now is just obviously add in our modules. Of course, if we've got a lead magnet course, we're unlikely to have modules. You're just going to literally have the name of the course and go straight into the videos. But if we're doing our Kickstarter or our Big Mama programs, we're going to have modules in there. So I just like to go module 1. We're quite simply then going to go to add a chapter. And what do we want to call it? Module 2. Okay. We're just going to go in and do that. We'll add all of our modules. Let's pretend that we've done that. And then we're going to add in all of our lesson titles ready for our videos to be added to. So look, my favorite type of lesson is a video lesson because it's so diverse. So we're going to go add a new video lesson. What's the title of the video lesson? So how to I don't know, mix your coffee. Just make it up as I go along. Ooh. Some weird things happening on my screen right now. How to mix your coffee. All I would do then is when my video is filmed, I would drag and drop my video into this section. I can add text here. So I can say, you know, here are the instructions. I know you can add whatever information you want in the text area. You don't have to add any text at all. Maybe I've got a recipe for the coffee, you know, so I can add a download here and just simply drag and drop the download. So when I actually film this video for my course, what I can say in the video is, hello, how to mix your coffee. In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to mix the perfect coffee. In the download button, you will find your recipe that you can download, and you know, some instructions are in the written version of the text here as well, but here's how you do it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm going to press save. And obviously once I film my video, all I have to do is drag and drop my video into this section and drag and drop my file into that section if I have one. If you haven't, that's fine. You don't have to have files, you don't have to have downloads. I'm just letting you know that it's an option that's there should you choose to use it. So we just simply go through and keep adding our lessons as we go along, and hopefully then we will be ready. Now what we want to do then is go into settings. So we're going to go into our settings area for our course because this is where we're going to create the image card for our course. So the first thing we have in our settings is the name of our course. So if we want to change the name of our course, we click inside our course, we go to the settings within our course, and that's where we can change the name. What we also have is the URL for our course. This is the URL that we are going to be sharing when we go out to the big wide world. Okay, so we're going to take that link, we're going to copy and paste it, and we're going to share that on social media the second you've got your course ready. That is the link that will take people to your sales page to sign up and pay for your course, or sign up and get the freebie, whatever it is that you're offering. Now, you can also have multiple instructors. So I'll show you where we set up the instructors because it's over in the main dashboard area. But let's pretend, you know, I'm co-teaching with people, or I have multiple instructors. This is where I decide, where I list what instructor is teaching it. Private and hidden courses, what this means is a private course, nobody can enroll in it. They can find it, but it's private. Sorry, you're not allowed in unless you contact the administrator, and there will be a button on that page that will then, people will have to email you and say, I'm really interested in joining this course. That can work really well for when you've got courses that are, you know, you have set intakes for. You don't want people to be able to enroll until there's a set date. So you can just set it to private, which means nobody can enroll. Now, a hidden course is nobody can find it at all unless you give them the URL. It's like if you put a video onto YouTube as unlisted. So it means it exists, but no one can find it unless they specifically have been given that link. Now this works really well if you're doing training or creating courses for corporates or specific clients that, you know, maybe you want it, they want it branded in their own brand. You don't want other people to be able to find it and enroll in it. So I do this when I've created courses for, you know, like government and stuff like that. I will create the course in my school. I make it hidden. I put that government's branding and logos and stuff on it. I send that link to the clients, and then the client distributes that link with their staff, and only those people can see that particular course and enroll in it. So that's what you might use those for. Otherwise, just keep them unticked. You want it public. You want people to be able to find it, so leave them unticked if that's how it's going. Now let's talk about drip schedules. This is when you want to release or only allow people to access parts of your course at certain times. So you have to first put your curriculum in. So that's why we always do that first in order for this to work. So we're going to go to drip. We're going to go create a drip schedule. Now let's give you an example of when this might work. Perhaps you have a 4-week program and you only want people to access module 1 in week 1, and they're not allowed to access anything else beforehand. You only want people to access module 2 in week 2. They're not allowed anything else. Okay, this is up to you to decide. Now you can set the schedule based on their own enrollment date, or on a particular course start date. or there's all different ways you can set. So let's pretend this is for a group coaching program, and it starts on the 1st of June 2020. Okay, so this is when we begin releasing content. That's the start date of my course. So module 1 will be released on this day. Now, this is why you have to have your curriculum in here, because otherwise you can't set your drip. But obviously, I would then have the option to, module 2 will be released on the 7th of June 2020. Okay, so this is how easy you set up your drip. Just be aware of the time zones that your students might be in, because this Thinkific is default set to UTC. So we've actually had an issue before where our Australians couldn't access it on their particular day because they're a day ahead. So just, or is the other way around, just be aware of the time zones. Okay, so you might want to release it the day before. And that's what I found. If I'm releasing on the 1st of June, I will actually set my open date for the 31st of May for our Australians, okay? Because obviously for the Australians, it will already be the 1st of June on the 31st of May. Hope I'm not confusing you there. All right, so I'm just gonna press save on that. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Pricing. Now, this is where you want to decide, is it free? Is it a one-time payment? Is it a subscription payment? Or is it a monthly payment plan? Now, here is what's important about the plan that you choose. If you're on the basic plan, you're only going to have the free or one-time payment option. If you want to have subscription or memberships or monthly payment plans, you're going to want to be on the Pro, okay? Now, obviously, this is my Play account, so I haven't connected a payment gateway. But if I wanted it to be a subscription membership, all it would say is how much money do you want to charge? So you put in the price, and how often, weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever it might be. And that's it. You press save, and then that becomes the saved price. Now mine's just gonna be set to free at the moment. Now here's what's cool with Thinkific. Let's pretend you're giving away a lead magnet course, but you only want to give people access to that for a certain period of time. That's where you will choose the expiry date for them. So you might want to just give them 90 days access for free. As an example, I'm giving away my self-study course, How to Create Profitable Online Courses, for 8 weeks. So I could set that quite simply to whatever 8 weeks is, right? So let's just pretend it says 8 days at the moment, but let's pretend that's 8 weeks. And boom, their access will be expired. Of course, we will then time an email to send to them via our active campaign automatically that will say, hi, your 8 weeks access has now been revoked. Click here to get lifetime access and buy the course to keep access to it. That's a really good technique to use to get people into your system, but then buying in afterwards. Now you have this thing called after purchase. So this is like, have you ever been on Amazon, for instance, where you buy a book and it says, oh, other people who bought this book also bought these. Are you interested in buying these? Okay, so you can create a whole upsell sequence straight from inside Thinkific. A lot of people say to me, do you need ClickFunnels? Do you need lead pages? No, you do not need them, okay? I use them because I found a way to kind of, really make the most of my sales using those platforms, but you do not need them. Thinkific does this for you, okay? So I can go add a flow. Now, obviously I haven't got any published courses at the moment, but here's the flow name. So I might call this upsell to Kickstarter. All right, so let's pretend this is your free lead magnet course, and you want to upsell people to your Kickstarter straight away. So this is just for you. What do you want to call it? So you know what you're doing. Obviously, if I'd set prices here, I'd be able to choose the prices, but where do we want to send them to? We want to send them to a thank you page. What do you want the heading to be? Hey, would you like to level up today? Or you could put something like people who bought this also bought this. Put something like, why not get started right now? So this is the message that's going to pop up when people sign up to your free Kickstarter, and then you're going to upsell additional products. Products you may also be interested in as a default example. And what products do you want to upsell them to? 5 steps to being happy. Add. Okay, boom. So now they sign up to the free thing. You say, send them a personal message. You upsell them straight away to 5 steps to being happy. Save. Done. This is how you can immediately upsell people. Now, what are you going to go and do with your Kickstarter course? We're going to go to after purchase, and you're going to upsell them to what? Your membership academy, your authority flagship program. Okay, this is awesome. You can do all of this from inside Thinkific. It's really easy. And then, of course, my favorite button of all, the publish button. Okay, so if you have obviously got content in there and you've set everything up, mine is a pretend account again, so I can't publish anything, but you would simply click on published and press save, and you're published. You're live. You can now start sharing your link with the world, and people can go out there and go and get your course. But we need to send them to a nice sexy landing page, don't we? So let's check this out. Now remember, we are still inside the course that I've called How to Make a Coffee. All right, here was our curriculum content here. Now on the top right hand side of your course builder, there is a button called Build a Landing Page. So you're going to click on Build Landing Page. Now this is going to take us to the landing page for this particular course, okay? So at the moment, obviously we've got our main theme settings already set there because we chose the blue color, we've put our little logo at the top there, but there's nothing on here, okay? So at the moment, this course, How to Make a Coffee, is looking a bit bland. So first of all, let's just go in and change our banner. So our banner is this area here. So let's click on the course banner. The course banner is only going to change the banner for this particular course. It won't change the banner for our overall school. So we're going to start playing around with our headings here. So at the moment, it says banner. Let's call this a coffee. How to make a coffee. And we're going to call this the ultimate guide to coffee making. I know, put in your subcategory there. We can change our image. So at the moment, we've just got this random default image in there. We can upload a new image. Now, guys, Thinkific is mobile responsive. This means that the background will shrink or grow or stretch depending on what device people are looking at your course in. So obviously, if they are on a desktop like this, the image will be seen in full. If they're watching it from their mobile phone, the image is going to squish right down. So my advice is to make sure you make your background image as generic as possible, just a plain image. Don't have writing on your background image because it will be cut off. That's what mobile responsiveness is. Mobile responsiveness is a good thing. So let's just find, I'm just going to find a random image that we can use here. Now, I get my image sizes right inside Canva. I find all of my images inside there. So I'm just going to pick a random picture here. So I would look at that and go, is that going to look terrible if it's squished? Nah, not really. So I'm just going to pick that in the background. Kim says, how does this landing page in Thinkific compare to the one from ClickFunnels? Thinkific's landing pages, I think, are very basic. They do everything they need to do, but you can't make them super duper epically sexy, in my opinion. I find building landing pages on my own website or ClickFunnels, there's a bit more that you can do. But in fact, your own website using a page builder like Beaver Builder or Thrive Themes or something like that is actually far easier to do. It's much more drag and drop and it's sexier. There's a lot more things that you can do with it. So, however, you only need Thinkific right now. You can make it look sufficient enough. And there we go. So look, here we go. We've got my How to Make a Coffee. We've now got the background image. Now let me show you what this overlay thing is. So because my theme color I've set is blue, if I increase the overlay, it will put a blue overlay over the top of that image so that the white text of the course name stands out a bit stronger. So I normally do like to have quite a strong overlay just so that the course the course title is what is standing out there, okay? Now size and alignment, again, do you want it to be left? Do you want it to be center? I'm going to move it to the center just for the sake of showing you what it does. We can add a button. So let's just add one for the fun of showing you what we can do here. So if we want to edit the button, we have to click on button. And at the moment, it's called call to action. I'm going to call it enroll now. Okay. Use whatever word you want. What happens when they press enroll now? It will take them to the checkout page of the How to Make a Coffee course. And it's free. Okay. So done, save. So now when people click on that button, it will take them to the checkout. Done. So now let's go back to our landing page builder. Now at the moment, what we have is the banner. There's banner. Then we have the curriculum. Here's the curriculum. Now this will automatically show up when we've published our lessons and our modules, okay? So this will all preload. You do not have to retype anything in here. This will show all of the content from your course automatically. Now we don't have to actually describe what our course is actually about. So let me just bring up my landing page template for you that I was talking about that is in module 4 of the course. So I'm just going to pull this up. Sales page template, hit our search button, your online course sales page, landing page outline. This is inside your course, guys, so please don't panic. Now, I have a real life example of one of my sales pages. So go do and have a little look at that and see how I have applied this in real life. So you want to talk first of all in headings. Now guys, this is like for a really high end program, okay? If you're just giving away a free lead magnet, it doesn't have to be this advanced. I'm just giving you like the top level way of doing this. Go in as deep as you want. All right, it's really up to you. This is your course. There's no wrong or right with this. Please remember that. Don't panic. If you don't know how to write any of this stuff, it's okay. Just write the bits that you can. This is based on like a proper top level, high ticket, super duper marketer's structure for writing a sales page. So you're going to want to talk in headlines. Now remember that when people are on their phones, they thumb scroll. Flick, flick, flick. Now, normally people do about 3 flicks, and if it hasn't got their attention in 3 flicks, gone, they're off the page. So what you want to do, people also don't read everything that's on their screen. They will read maybe the top 3 headlines, big standout lines of your thing. So my thing might say something like at the very, very top, create your profitable online course, result. Okay, so I tell them the result first. So if you're creating a course on happiness, your major headline at the top will be change your life and get happier today. Boom, result. That's the headline they see. Then the second thing mine says is scale your business fast. You know, I give them another result that they want. And then the third thing might be create your course, scale, and do this in just 30 days. So they could literally ignore all of the other writing, and they now know from just those 3 headings what the whole thing is about. They literally only have to read that. Create an online course. You're going to get this result in 30 days. I have spoken in headlines for the people who just go, yeah, just get to the point. Boom. That is a really powerful way when you look at any top end, top marketer sales pages. Do the thumb flick and just read the headlines. And if you can work out what that whole course is about just from the headlines and ignoring everything else, you know that they're doing a clever job of thinking about the thumb flickers, okay? Next, at the very top, I like to say, so create this outcome, get this outcome from this course. Then I go, what is it? What is it that you're selling? This is a 30-day course, online course where you study it online, self-study. So what actually is it? Is it a 30-day course? Is it a 1-hour course? Is it a coaching program? What is it? What do they get? In this course, you will blah, blah, blah. Literally a statement that sums up those main outcomes that they're going to get. Get them excited, you know, give them another teaser again of something they really, really want. Maybe it's speed, maybe it's a certain figure that they're after. I don't know, like just tantalize them with that. You're gonna get this. And then finally, you might want to put a little bullet point list of the remaining results. So remember those learning outcomes that you have done. You might just want to put a couple of your like top learning outcomes here. You're gonna get this, you're gonna get this, you're gonna get this. Now, all of that, guys, it's only short. I've put here, short sentence, short sentence, short sentence. Why? Because you want all of this to be on just that first initial screen that shows up. If you can summarize your program on the first screen in something that short, people, when they click on, can see in one go without having to read and scroll, bam, this is what this course is about. That will be whether they decide to do the second thumb flick, okay? That's why you want this to be nice and short and sweet. So that's going to go in there. Then you might have a buy button. Then you want to talk about their pain. what stuff that you know that they're suffering with, what's their problem right now, what is it that's annoying them or frustrating them or keeping them awake at night. And this is where you also want to tell a bit of a story. You know, you might say something like, I remember when I was like you. I remember when this happened to me and this is how I felt and this was going on. This makes people go, oh my God, this person gets me. Because you can go, this is why I created this online course, because now I don't have these problems anymore. And if you go and take this course, I'm going to fast track you straight to moving away from those problems as well. So here we've gone like, here's what you're going to get. And then this section, we're going to go, here's what you're not going to have anymore. Here's what you're going to move away from. Then you want to go, and my course is the solution. So here's what we're going to cover. Here's how we're going to stop you feeling like this or having this situation, or having this problem. Here's all the stuff you're going to learn. And this is also where you can chuck in any bonuses that they might get, you know, really to show the value of your program. Adding bonuses, guys, is really, really powerful because it increases the value dramatically. Now, if you go back and look at the landing page that I created for this coaching program, you will see that I didn't just go, come and join the 30-day coaching program. Scroll all the way through that page and you'll start to see the sneaky tricks that are going on. And it's not sneaky tricks in terms of it's fake. It's sneaky tricks of the mind in that we get people to subconsciously think value, 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 value. You can like chuck in, so for instance, I chucked in 3 months free trial on Thinkific. I reached out to Thinkific and I said, hey, I've got people that want to go on Thinkific. Can I have a link for them to get 30 days for free? You know, so I can then go look at all this value you get. Boom. It didn't cost me anything to go and ask them for that link, right? And perhaps you know people that have ebooks or courses or free lead magnets or something that they give away that your students might be interested in. Go and reach out to them. Say, hey, can I take your free lead magnet? Can I have a copy of your ebook that I can add to my course as a bonus, right? People are going to say yes, of course they are. You know, I would happily give away all of my free lead magnets to you guys in your courses if you think your students might be interested in it. You know, maybe you're teaching something in business or marketing. You know, if you buy my course, you're going to get Sarah Cordiner's 10 steps to creating an online course completely free of charge, valued at $997. Okay, like this is how you add those values. So what bonuses can you add? Do they get a 1 hour free call with you? Do you review some piece of their work? Have you got a free ebook for them? Have you got a piece of software free trial that they can use? I don't know, can you get them a gift voucher to the local spa? Whatever it might be. Okay, to be creative and think, what can I add to this so that people go, ooh, wow, I get more than just a course. Then, of course, your curriculum table will be automatically filled in. If you've got any testimonials, you might want to include those on your landing page as well. Now, testimonials don't have to be about your courses. Obviously, you guys are creating courses for the first time. You're not going to have testimonials about your course yet. Of course, you will soon. But you might have testimonials about you as a person. Okay, so go back to old clients, go back to people that you've worked with or worked for and ask them to write a testimonial about you so that prospective students can look at this page and get an idea of the kind of human that you are. Okay, that's totally cool. It doesn't have to be a testimonial for the course. Okay, so there's go through this because I've just put all of these sort of sections that you might want to include. It doesn't have to go exactly in this order. You don't have to include all of these. These are just suggestions of stuff you can include in your landing page if you want to. Okay, it is not wrong if you don't include all of these things. So now let's go back to our site builder. So imagine you're gonna draft out all of this stuff, and let's go over to our site builder. So our first thing we wanted to add there is kind of that summary headline. So we're gonna add a section. Okay, this is our section builder over here. We're going to think of everything as sections. We've got our banner section. We've got our curriculum section at the moment. They're the only two sections we have. We're going to add a section. What kind of section do we want? So we can add, have a play, by the way, with what all of these things mean. Let's do, what should we add? Let's add some kind of text. Text with a call to action, text in media. I'm just going to actually play around with some of these just to show you. So we have icons and text. So this is where icons look like this. So you might like to share the 3 things that you get from this course with icons. So you click on the first icon. At the moment, it looks like that. Let's pretend we want it to be, I don't know, that, just making it up. And this will be called, I don't know, what do you get? Community. I'm just making it up. So I can change the description to bonuses, you get free access to exclusive secret Facebook group. I don't know, I'm making this stuff up as I go, guys. Whoop. I'm just showing you the functions and features rather than what you might put. So there you go, you can see there I've changed that. Where it says icons and text, I'm just going to press save a minute. Headings. At the moment, the heading says icons and text. I might change this to bonuses, for example. Here is what else you get. Oops. You get in this course. Bye-bye. Save. So here you go. So I've now changed this to bonuses. Here is what else you get in this course. So now I'm going to go back. So now what we have is we have our banner section, we have our curriculum section, and we have our bonuses section. Okay. What else do we have in here? Let's add in some more stuff. Let's play around. Let's play around. Let's type in, let's go for some image with text. Image with text. So here we go. Underneath our bonuses section, we've now got this image with text. So let's click on image with text to actually edit this area. We want to change the text. So maybe we could say, change your life with this coffee. Oh no, let's make it up. Showing you the functions rather than the content. You can change the subheading to this coffee will make you magic. All right. Oh, whoopsie. Oops. God. Change your life with this coffee. All right. This coffee will make you magic. And then we're going to just put in some random information. So I'm going to say, you know, this is what you're going to get. This is how your life's going to change. We're going to follow that template. This is great. This is great. And this is why you want to take this course. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. So I've done that. Now I want to change the image box. So I can go to image and I can drag and drop and upload a new image into here. So let's just go and pick something random. Whoopah. So let's go to pictures. I'm just going to go and drag and drop this in here. Who cares? All right, I'm playing around. All right. It's gone very quiet. I'm just checking you're all still there. Yes, you are. Good. So there we have our image. Okay, so we can actually put in, we can change the image size. Okay, we can make it smaller if we want to. There we go. We can make it much bigger if we want to. You just drag and drop, drag and drag. There you go. So it's up to you, however you want it to look. Now you can add a button as well. So I like to have buttons in as many places as I can. Enroll now. Where do you want them to? Where do you want the link to go? I want it to go to the checkout page of the How to Make a Coffee course, and it's currently free. Okay, press save, and it's now added the button saying enroll now. Okay, and that's all we're going to do for now. So we're going to go and press back. Now let's say I want this image text area to be at the top, right? Or I want to move it up. Guess what I do? I drag and drop. That's it. So now it's moved that whole section up. Maybe I want it to go above the curriculum. Boom, drag and drop. Oh, look. Yeah, now it's at the top. So this is now going to be that top thumb area where that grows. So now I've got the banner, then I've got the image with the call to action. I've got the curriculum next, and then I've got the bonuses. So that's all you do, guys, is you add a section. And look, it does play around here. Like I can add a countdown timer. Now everything by default goes to the bottom. Okay, so all you need to do is drag it upwards. So I'm going to click on the countdown timer. When do you want it to expire? Okay, so maybe I want it to expire. If our course is starting on the 1st of June, maybe this is going to expire on the 30th of May, not 2019, 2020, right? At 6 p.m. How cool is that? How cool is that? That's amazing. There we go. So I can change the headings. So at the moment it says countdown timer. I might change that to hurry. No time to waste. Boom. There we go. Change this section. So I might say you only have a short time left to get this course for free. All right. So this is your free mini course, and you've got your button. I'm going to simply change the button again to enroll now. All right. Where do you want the button to go? I want it to go to the checkout page of the How to Make a Coffee course, which is free. Okay, save. Bam. So there we go, guys. Look, I can keep building that out as much as I want, adding in all these sections. I can move them around by simply dragging and dropping. Look, you can't mess this up, guys. Press save. And if you don't like something, you click on that section and delete that section. That's all you do, okay? It's, please play, have a look at what each of the sections are and what each of them do. And you just click on that section to edit each of those parts. That's it. That's all you do. Now, like, it might seem and feel a bit complicated at first. Of course it will. You know, this is the first time you've actually done this. It's the first time you've used this software. So yes, to begin with, it's going to feel a little bit overwhelming. It's going to feel a bit challenging, but just play. Click and play, and see what happens. And you'll be amazingly surprised how quickly it becomes familiar. And how quickly you can pull this together. So that's the tech, setting up your school. So don't forget, all of those instructions are in that Thinkific setup guide checklist. Now, in terms of filming, that's what